So the program is used on ABS radio and television. I am Eze Onwuchi. Today we shall brainstorm on how to access quality education in Anambra State. Quality education in Anambra State. How can we access it? To achieve academic excellence, there must be quality teaching and learning. And to achieve quality education, three major factors must be involved: the student, the teacher, the parent, and the environment. For a student to receive a certificate of academic excellence, he or she must be found worthy in character and learning. So today on this program, we shall discuss accessing quality education in Nigeria, focus on Anambra State. Accessing quality education in Nigeria, we shall focus on Anambra State. What is quality education? What is it? What is education? Because there is education and there is quality education. And how can we achieve or access quality education in Nigeria and of course in Anambra State? We have a lot of questions, and of course we have capable hands that will answer these questions. We have in the house Dr. Azubike Nkala, head of the Department Mass Communication for University, Oka. Doctor, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. My pleasure to be here.
We also have Engineer Fimba Ajebu, Chairman, Nigeria Institution of Safety Engineers, Nigeria Institution of Safety Engineers, Anambra State Chapter. Welcome, Engineer.
Thank you very much, listeners.
And we also have Professor Ansela Weke, Director, JUPEB, Chukwemeka Jupu University. Welcome to the program, Prof.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Yes, learned people are here. I don't know because the education sector is a very critical sector. So we just assembled them to make sure we brainstorm on how to access quality education in Anambra State and of course in Nigeria. And so, Dr. Azubike Nkala, I believe na can help education? What is education?
Thank you very much. I know that for the benefit of our people, I'll be mixing it.
Yes,
in terms of English language
and Igbo. Go where get down
yes,
with the people.
Because it is good to be responsive to our local environment. So, education really. When somebody asks, "What is education?" I normally look at Wikipedia. Wikipedia is the Google house of the library of the global information. Wikipedia told me that education is the process of teaching or learning of a body of knowledge, especially for the process of developing the reasoning, the judgment, and the skill of the human person for the purposes of achieving professional life. And also, the English dictionary also says that education is the process of teaching and learning, especially for the process of destroying ignorance. So, for the benefit of our people, education bụ inwe ọmụmụ, inwe ịbanye na ebe amamife dị, ka mmadụ wee nwee ike mmụta etu o si eme ife, ka amaghị ife n'oyibo bụ enweghị wisdom, because there's a difference between wisdom and knowledge. Amaghị ife bụ enweghị wisdom. Ife education na-alụ bụ ka o wepụrụ anyị amamife, ka o wetara anyị amamife, ka amamife ahụ wee nwee ike wee nyere anyị aka ka anyị wee ghara ịbụ ndị ikpeazụ, maka na ụwa na-aga aga. The world is dynamic and the world is moving. So o kwesịrị na nwa ọbụla amụ ikike o nwere n'ebe nne na nna nọ na n'ebe gọọmenti nọ bụ na a ga-ekụzilie ife ka ọ pụọ from enweghị amamife ka ọ baa n'inwe amamife, ka ọ ga-abụ mgbe o toro ka ọ balị nne na nna uru, ka ọ balị ezinụlọ uru ka ọ bakwara obodo uru.
Dr. Azubike, thank you. Engineer Fimba, we have education, then quality education. Also education, more quality education. Can we get quality education?
Okay. Down Anambra and the listeners. My pleasure to be here. Even our education, involved, yeah, and specifically on quality education. Of course, even when the quality, it costs a lot to get quality education because even the instruments that make quality education, he mentioned earlier on, okay, the parents, the child, the ward or the pupil or the student, the environment, they all have to be suitably conducive even when result for quality education. But when you with the subject, that is the pupil or the student, to be fully informed, well enlightened, well knowledgeable, okay, only all the necessary equipment, apparatus, and the accessible materials, very useful materials, resource materials. This 21st century, you can go online and have a lot of material. You can also have soft and hard copies available. So if you want to have quality education, first of all, you must be able to have funds to pay for quality services. Secondly, you must find a very suitable environment that has the equipment, where the personnel to deliver with commitment to deliver quality education. And thirdly, there has to be very, very thorough supervision. That's now and feedback, from the inputs to the child or the pupil. That only feedback in terms of the results, the performance of the child. Now, go sit now. Yes, very quality education because if it falls below certain thresholds, we have quality education. So quality education are very key factors that we consider. Like I mentioned, you can look forward to saying yes, you can give quality education to each child.
Thank you very much. Professor Salamweke, now we have education and quality education, just like we have the good, the bad, the ugly. Everybody would like to have good, better, best. So everybody wants a quality education. Where can we find quality education? How can we access and where can we access the quality education? So no one actually had them. Can you start getting with
First of all, I must come this way. When we talk about education, we have to understand that when we are talking about education, we have two types. We have formal and informal. So we start from the known to the unknown. Now, first of all, while talking about education, you have to start from the informal education before we go to formal. Because only because what actually help man on ability, often he or she won't be able to. So to assess quality education, first of all, start from the informal, where we need to look at the parents, the parental upbringing of a child. But what's education? Education simply means knowledge, acquiring knowledge through what? Teaching and learning to acquire knowledge. That is education. To acquire knowledge. How to get knowledge to acquire knowledge? First of all, start from the childhood, the early childhood education. Start from that time to educate this child on moral norms, values of the society. Money for job, money for then before it goes, you proceed to formal education, which I know that maybe that's where we're talking about. But you cannot, you must stop the two in pursuit. Now, when a child is being indoctrinated into the society in a good manner, now, in terms of acquiring quality education, when he enters into formal education, that formal institution where you acquire that informal education, we have there are four factors or four key players: the student, the parent, the institution, and the government. Institution about this includes the teachers Are you following the teacher? You do see when I talk about institutions. Now, it's all about making sure that first of all, that this child is willing and disposed to acquire knowledge. Because who are told that you can take a horse to a stream and you can't force the horse to drink water. In our informal way of behavior these days, you see parents going into the issue of what we call special center. You know, they say they're going to do special afterwards they'll take them to university. What do you expect of such students? How do you guys make magic to impact quality education in that country and that kind of story that his way of coming to university is not the formal way he should come? Because first of all, the parents didn't give him the right orientation. Are you following now? Now, when these players are there, the students will first of all know that he or she is going to face serious academic exercise. That's not the issue of your parents doing this and doing that. You are now facing academics that you should sit up to the challenges of academics. You know, so all the difficult. Now, it now comes to the issue of what? The university, the institution, the teachers. Where the teachers will be able to dispose, be able to make sure that they impact that knowledge on these people. Give them that adequate knowledge. First of all, the data comes in the government. Government, how far have you been? How far have you recruited good teachers and good lecturers that will teach? What is the mode of your recruitment? Well, how do you do a recruitment? Do you recruit qualified teachers that will impact quality education? Or do you just go and recruit somebody based on because he's your friend or your brother? I follow. Because I believe that teaching is a core. You know, so you don't just go into the classroom and start teaching. Some who have passion for teaching. And when you employ such people, you see them actually doing the job of teaching. It's a vocation. You know, it's a profession. Don't just jump that something just going because we said that teachers are this and that and want to go and teach. So, first of all, to get quality education, we must assess quality teachers. It's very paramount. Quality teachers, one. Then, funding of the institution. Make sure that the teachers that you have recruited, that you motivate them, you give them incentive. They should commensurate to the work they do. I follow, because it's a very difficult task. So let the remuneration be commensurable to the work they do. So you must that comes in the government to make sure that these teachers are well paid. Then also provide the facilities, the enabling facilities that help in teaching and learning. We talk about the structures, good environment, you know, and library, Western library, both the library and the other one. I follow. Then there comes in the issue of monitoring
and supervision.
How far have making sure that because when you keep something and you didn't follow it up, you may not achieve your aim of this. So there must be follow up, there must be monitoring and supervision. To make sure that the teachers are actually teaching. Make sure that these students also attend lectures. Because we have some called non-academic students. Non-academic students are students who will come and register and they will go home. Exam day, you see them. We're talking about 75% attendance. Then you say that you know that exam, the parents will call you on phone. Why do you say my dad will not that exam, my child will not that exam? I follow. So
at the end of the day, they will expect to get quality education.
When they are not exposed themselves to quality service.
Indeed. Thank you, Prof. Let me come to you, Dr. Kala. Some section of Nigerians argue that education has fallen in Nigeria. Is it true? Now, let me go through this. In the list of best 10 most educated countries in the world, 2023, South Korea takes the lead with 69.29%, Canada second, 66.36%, Japan third, 64.81%, Luxembourg fourth, 63.12%, Ireland 62.88%, Russia 62.09%, Lithuania 7th 57.40%, United Kingdom 8th 57.47%, 9 Netherlands 55.60%, and 10 Norway 55.03%. What are these countries doing differently? Nigeria is not there.
Yes. I'm going to take this question on two dimensions. One, the standard of education has not really fallen. That's the first standpoint. Now, the second issue is that when you come to the African continent, you will discover that the standard and the growth and the level of development of education is the issue that you can consider two steps upwards and then one step backward. So the movement, if you plot the gradient in the African context, you find out that the Africans, ordinarily in terms of measurement with the developed world, our people normally say that the standard of education has fallen. But for us, you find out that education is a process of human development. We did not start the same day that Luxembourg started. We did not start the same day that Canada started. We did not start the same day that Britain started. In fact, in formal settings, you will discover that Nigeria started, so to say, from 1960. It was in 1960 that Nigeria had the first 5 years development program. And it was to end in 1965. And after 1965, we would have started another 5 years development program, which will now end in 1970. But in Nigeria, there was an intervening variable. The Civil War came in and then interrupted our development, our education for about 3 or 4 consecutive years. In fact, from 1966 to 1970, we did not go to school. Okay? So you find out that the facilities that were acquired from 1914, for instance, Paul University, the background of Paul University is that education came into St. Paul in 1904. So from that 1904 to 1963, there was an intervening variable. Everything went down. Okay? And then we started again in 1970. March precisely 1970. So when you begin to compare us with the developed world, the person is doing us a disservice. We are developing according to our own pace. Now, having said that, then the issue of the global issue of falling standard in education, which we in Nigeria, you cannot remove. We are part of the growing world environment. You will see education in terms of the fact that provision of the facilities. In Nigeria, in Anambra State, we are lagging behind countries like Britain, America, Luxembourg, and Canada. We are lagging behind because we don't have the financial capacity that they have. United Nations said that 25% of the national budget should go into education. But in Nigeria, we don't have up to 10% of national budget going into education. So comparatively, education has fallen to us because we don't have the money to finance like the people in America has. So you cannot compare us at par with those countries because one, they started before us. We had interruptions which they didn't have, and also they have the technology.
They have the technology.
They have the
mindset.
The technology.
They are more prepared.
Okay, they are much more prepared.
If we want to have technology, we can.
We can, yes, in the sense that everything is a build-up. You know, Awolowo in the Western Nigeria started free education from 1945. Free. Primary, free. Secondary, free. And by the time you knew it, the number of population they produce in secondary school was too much that University College Ibadan cannot absorb them. So he went to Ife and established a university. So all those people that were produced from secondary school free education, University of Ife had to absorb them. That's why it looks that they are better than us, because they have the greater population of the educated people. Okay? So in Anambra State, we are happy in the sense that Professor Soludo has introduced the issue of free education, which has never been in the whole of Eastern Nigeria. 1945, the women at Aba went to do a riot because they were promised free education. And at the beginning of the January free education, the government said, we cannot finance. So they went to the street and began to sing, because information world has made the world a global village. The women were hearing what was happening in Ibadan. They were hearing what was happening in Lagos. And they were asking, why in that education, free education? And they went to the street and marched. So for the first time, Professor Soludo is breaking the jinx. I don't know how he's going to finance it. I support him morally, but I also pray that he will have the money.
Indeed, what he started, he will continue.
Okay, let me just conclude. The issue of counselors in the schools, they are very important. But because parents, when they see somebody that is well packaged and is a medical doctor, he wants his child to become a medical doctor. And that will be against the advice of the school counselor, which has looked into the child and know that this child will be another Chinua Achebe in the next future, that he will study literature or English. But the parents will want the person to go and study courses that are not in tandem with the boy's talent. So now what the state government should do is now to give, when Igbo language was falling, government decided to give scholarship to anybody who wants to study Igbo language in university. I don't know whether it is so now. So what the government should do is to revive these counselors in schools. Each secondary school should have at least 2 or 3 counselors to now position the students in the areas of profession they should go.
Thank you, Doc. Engineer Fimba, 1 minute. Does poor economy, socioeconomic level influence quality education?
Absolutely. Funding now affect quality education in the society. And one recommendation that I would want to profile, hoping that there are listeners out there, we have public officers. I want to recommend strongly that public officers should adopt a school, very close to them. It could be a primary, it could be a tertiary. They could adopt one and see how they can contribute significantly to adding value to education in their society. So funding affects education. Many other things that will affect education is also the policies which the society or the state or the country makes. It affects education. And then the curriculum, it affects quality education. So if these things can be reversed such that we pay good attention to policies that are very effective, policies that are forward-looking, policies that are of the 21st century, curriculum that are also that of 21st century will embrace these things. They will affect the quality education positively. And I'm very happy that Anambra State is not being bad with the current government we have. He has put his foot forward, the best foot forward to ensure that Anambra emerges best in quality education.
Thank you. Professor Salamweke, finally, how can we solve these educational problems so as to access quality education?
Okay, good. We'll look at it in 3 dimensions. To access quality education, 1, start from the pupil. I follow pupil in the sense that the parents will help their children by way of, first of all, teaching them the basic things they should know in family before coming out to the society. Now, when they have that background knowledge of what they should know, then the school on their own will model them towards achieving their goal in life. And what the school will do then is to give that background, that necessary facility. The teaching, what the school will do now is to make sure that the recruit or the government, the school will make sure that the curriculum is in tandem with the current realities in the society. Then these students will avail themselves the opportunity of learning. I said it here before. Some especially higher institutions, some of them don't go to class, they don't attend lectures. And you cannot acquire qualification in your bedroom. You must expose yourself to learning before you learn. You must come out that I want to learn. Then they will teach you, you will learn. So those who always attend lectures, when we see their scores, you see that these students are out.
They are in school.
They are in school. I show them. Now, so what I want to say, first of all, the students will expose themselves to learning. They will make themselves available for knowledge, that acquire knowledge. Then two, the institution will give the right enabling environment that is adequate for teaching and learning. Make sure that they have a conducive classroom where we learn to, when we go to the classroom, we know that this is classroom, not where they said are not and this of them. People making noise here and there. Some classroom where I think the classroom, some people will have lecture while others will be making noise. So you have adequate structure that will accommodate your students. Then the government in its own will help because education needs resources. Yes. So government should come in to help the school, to make sure that all the necessary things, the human and material resources are available. Yes.
I want to thank you so much, Professor Ansela Mweke, Director JUPEP, Chukwemeka University, for coming to the program. We appreciate you. Thanks a lot. And also, Engineer Fimba Jebu, Chairman, Nigerian Institution of Safety Engineers, Anambra State Chapter. Thank you for coming to the program. And Dr. Azubike Nkala, a regular here, Head of Department, Mass Communication, Paul University. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. On behalf of everybody in the house, and of course, my producer, Dawn Onyenji, I am Eze Omuji. I wish you well. See you again next